Welcome to atmanramayana, where timeless wisdom meets modern insight. Join me, Svetanusha, and our resident expert Srini as we embark on a journey through the sacred narrative of the Ramayana. Let's now talk about Ravana. So, what traits did Ravana had that had made him Ravana and not Rama?
Oh, okay. So, in terms of, okay, now interesting. So, if I take today's analogy of competence and skills, probably Ravana was far superior in terms of competence and skills. So, he was Shiva's Bhakt, he was the grandchild of Brahma.
Correct.
So, he has the lineage from Brahma. It's not that he was Eragera. He was a very learned Brahmin. So all the so-called traits were there in him, which would make him the epitome of what it is. But there are three traits that is talked heavily in literature, which he had and which made to his downfall. The first one was the pride or ahankar he had, and that made his to sad. The second is your greed. So that lobh or greed was there. The third is his lust. So these are the three traits that are clearly evident in him. And that leads to the downfall. And even today when you look at dysfunctional leaders, or you look at leaders who have fallen from the crest, and there are many of these leaders. You pick up the history books in last 200 years, some of the best leaders who've fallen from the crest, they've only fallen for either of the three. So they've fallen because of their pride, their ego, or they've fallen because of their greed, or they've fallen for something which is not ethical or moral, or something which is to do with things like lust, and you'll see their downfall happening. So if you look at Ravana, and there were even enough instances Ravana was clearly indicated. These are the traits that he has which are not good. But then you get sucked into so much. So interestingly, in the episode that is written, when Ravan came to Sita's Swayamvar, he never came for Sita.
Oh.
He just came to pick the Dhanush because it belonged to Shiv. And he said, I am Shiva's biggest devotee, so the Dhanush has to be with me.
Okay.
And he walks into the assembly and he says, I'm just here to pick the Pinaki Dhanush and I'm going to take it back.
Was he aware of Sita?
No.
No.
So he's aware that it is for Sita's Swayamvar, but he is not interested. And when he walks in and everybody, he himself is confident. It is just before he's picking up the Dhanush, he sees Sita. And the moment he sees Sita, the lust in him arises. And that is when Shiva typically puts his foot down. So when Shiva puts his foot down, is when he is not able to lift the Dhanush. So in fact, there is an episode where he encounters with Shiva. So he goes to ask Shiva, saying, it is so unfair, I am your biggest devotee, and how did you not let me lift your Dhanush? And Shiva asked him only one question, what did you go for? So he says, no, I just went to prove your devotion. And then he asked him, are you sure that's the only reason there? And that is when Ravan realizes his mistake. And he says, no, I also fell for Sita. Okay. He says that is wrong because he was her father's age or grandfather's age. So there are enough indicators that are shown where he was the best and he did everything, or he could have done everything right. But these were the three traits that eventually led for his downfall. In fact, there is very interesting couplets that are written saying Rama never killed Ravana. Ravana was killed by his ahankar. So it was, Rama was just a medium, they say. He got killed by his own ego. And that is what it is. So that is why it is Ravan as a character is very important for us to remember. And remember, because we need to ensure that we don't have these three negative traits in us. Because if you have any of these three traits, whatever good you have will get nullified. So it is very important for us to understand that we cannot have either of the three.
Oh. Can we say Ravana is opposite of Maryada Purushottam?
To a very large extent, yes. But Ravana also did some very good things. So it is not that he was like today we paint, villains. So it is not that he was a villain per se. So he was a smart guy. He was a learned guy. In fact, Ravana that we play today was invented by him.
Correct.
So he's done that. But these three traits went on to personify that. That doesn't make him qualified to be anywhere near Maryada Purushottam. So because he was not just and fair, he took away the Lanka was never built by him. It was built by his cousin Kuber.
Oh.
And he just went and grabbed it and said, okay, now it's mine from today.
Okay.
So that is not just and fair of Maryada Purushottam. Why did he do it? Because of these three traits. So he's nowhere near there. But from a learned competency perspective, he had everything right.
In today's concept, he would have been called as a smart leader.
I wouldn't say so, because smart leaders are also supposed to follow the rule book, are also supposed to come across as people who delivered with ensuring that we don't hijack the agenda or we don't make misgivings. So definitely no, there is a chance no.
Sure.